Good day everyone, my name is Kit Salas, and for today's discussion I'm going to tackle the chapter 12, which is laws related to tourism investment and finance. For our learning objectives, first enumerate the procedure in setting up a tourism-oriented business, explain the laws governing tourism investment and financing, tourism-oriented project, discuss the business models applicable to tourism project, enumerate the various taxes applicable to tourism-related establishments, and lastly, discuss the limitation of foreigners and tourism investment. For our topic outline, first, foreign investment and regulations. FIA 1991 Negative List Registration. Specific industries, retail trade, hotels, travel agencies, and transportation. Third, boat and tourism infrastructure, BOT law, tourism project challenges. Incentives and Special Zones, IPP, Special Economic Zone Act, PIZA, setting up a tourism businesses, procedures, business models, joint ventures, management contracts, franchising, financial considerations, taxes, foreign exchange, special laws, and fraud commissions. Last, conclusion, key points, and future trends. Foreign investment. The Foreign Investment Act of 1991 defines Philippine national for purposes of ownership in enterprises, outlines the registration process for foreign entities. It classifies enterprises into domestic market enterprises. Foreigners can invest up to 100% equity except in areas on the negative list of if paid in equality capital less than 200,000 US dollars. Exceptions: advanced technology enterprises, minimum paid in capital of 100,000 US dollars for non-Philippine nationals. Enterprises employing at least 50 direct employees, minimum paid in capital of 100,000 US dollars for non-Philippine nationals. Export enterprises generally allows 100% foreign ownership, except in areas on the negative list or if utilizing raw materials from depleting natural resources. 1.2 Negative list categorize industries with limitations on foreign ownership for reason of national security, defense, health, or other national interest concerns. List A. Foreign ownership is limited by constitutional mandate of specific laws. List B. Foreign ownership is limited due to security, defense, public health, or other concerns. 1.3. Procedure for registration. Foreign corporations register with the Securities and Exchange Commission or SEC. Domestic corporations or partnerships register with the Bureau of Trade Regulation and Consumer Protection or BTRCP of the Department of Trade and Industry. Foreign corporations seeking to do business in the Philippines must obtain a license from the SEC. Failure to comply with registration requirements and securing the necessary SEC license can lead to administrative sanctions, criminal liability for foreign corporations, and inability to sue in the Philippine courts. Number 2. Investment in specific industry. 2.1 Retail trade. Retail trade Liberalization Act of 2000 governs retail trade establishment, including restaurants and shops, restricts foreign ownership to a maximum of 40% of the total equity. Exceptions: restaurants incidental to hotel businesses are exempt. Investment in hotel, resorts, and other accommodation establishment. Memorandum Order Number 211, 2006 Investment Properties Plan classifies tourism as a preferred investment area, requires Filipino ownership of at least 60% of the capitalization for hotel investment. 2.3 Invest in travel agencies and tour operators, requires accreditation by the Department of the Tourism, limits foreign ownership to 40%. 2.4 Investment in transportation businesses and public utilities, limits foreign ownership to 40%, requires a minimum of 60% Filipino ownership for the operation of public utilities. Number 3. Build, Operate, and Transfer. The BOT Law RA 6987 as amended by RA 7718 promotes private sector participation in infrastructure project, outlines various contractual arrangements. Build and transfer, build, lease, and transfer. Build, own, and operate. Build, operate, and transfer. Build, transfer, and operate. Contract, add, and operate. Develop, operate, and transfer. Rehabilitate, operate, and transfer. Rehabilitate, own, and operate. Defines qualification requirements for project postponement, and facility operators. Specifies financing options, including foreign financing, and emphasize the employment of Filipino workers. Identifies priority in infrastructure project and related to tourism. Tourism project under the BOT program. The BOT law has been a significant driver of tourism infrastructure development in the Philippines. Example of BOT project in tourism. Subic Bay Freeport Zone. The Subic Bay Freeport Zone, developed after the closure of the U.S. naval base, has attracted significant tourism investment through BOT projects, including hotel, resorts, and entertainment complexes. Clark Freeport Zone. Similar to Subic Bay, the Clark Free Zone has experienced significant tourism growth through BOT initiatives, attracting hotels, convention centers, and entertainment facilities. Cebu International Airport. The modernization and expansion of Cebu International Airport, a majority gateway for tourism in the Visayas region, was undertaken through a BOT project. Challenges and consideration in BOT projects. Financial viability. BOT project in tourism can be challenging due to the seasonality of the industry and need for long-term investment. Government support. Effective government supporting including regulatory framework, land acquisition, and incentives is crucial for success of BOT project in tourism. Environmental impact. Tourism BOT project needs to address environmental concerns, particularly in fragile ecosystems. Number 4, investment priorities plan. Outlines preferred investment areas including tourism, details fiscal and non-fiscal incentives available to registered enterprises. Fiscal incentives include income tax holiday, exception from taxes and duties on imported spare parts, exemption from wharfage dues and export tax exemptions on breeding stocks and genetic materials, tax credits, additional deductions from taxable income. Non-fiscal incentive includes employment of foreign nationals, simplification of custom procedures, banded manufacturing, trading, and warehouse. 5. Special Economic Zone. Act of 1995, RA 7916, establishes the Philippine Economic Zone Authority and provide a framework for special economic zones, including tourism development zones, incentives for tourism-oriented enterprises located in PIZA, registered tourism development zones, tourism estates. It includes up to 100% foreign ownership, income tax holiday, tax and duty-free importation of capital equipment, special investors, resident visa, employment of foreign nationals. Number 6. Procedure in setting up a tourism-oriented businesses. The process of setting up a tourism-oriented business in the Philippines typically involves the following steps. First, business plan development. A comprehensive business plan is essential. It should include a detailed description of the tourism enterprise, market analysis, financial projections, and operational plans. Number 2, business registration. Choose a business name. This name must be unique and available for registration. B. Select a business structure. Common structure includes sole proprietorship, partnership, corporations, and cooperative. C. Register with Department of Trade and Industry, or the DTI. This is the first step of registration, and you'll obtain a business name registration BNR certificate. Letter D. Registration with the Securities and Exchange Commission, or the SEC. This is necessary for corporations, partnership, and cooperatives. Number 3. Secure licenses and permits. You'll need to obtain specific licenses and permits based on the nature of your tourism business, such as letter A. Tourism accreditation. For travel agencies, tour operators, and accommodation establishment, you need to be accredited by the Department of Tourism. Letter B. Environmental Compliance Certificate, or ECC, may be required for certain tourism projects, especially those located in protected areas. Letter C. Building permit. If you are constructing a new facility. Letter D. Fire safety inspection certificate for accommodation establishment and other facilities. Number 4. Comply with labor laws. Ensure that your employment practices comply with the Philippine labor laws, including minimum wage standards, working conditions, and social security contributions. Number 5. Meet tax requirements. Register with the Bureau of Internal Revenue or the BIR and comply with tax filing and payment obligations. Number 7. Business models. 7.1 Joint venture. Two or more persons contribute money, property, or industry to share profits. Distinguishable from partnership as it is typically formed for a specific temporary purpose. Corporations can engage in joint ventures. Shareholder agreements often contain provisions to deviate from traditional corporate management patterns, subject to legal requirements regarding foreign ownership, especially in industry with constitutional or legal limitation. And the example of these are the joint ventures in tourism, the hotel development. Local international companies can partner to build and operate luxury hotels. Tourism destination and development. Joint ventures are common in developing integrated tourism destination, combining accommodation, entertainment, and other facilities. Adventure tourism. Local tourist operators can partner with international companies to offer adventure activities. 7.2 Management contracts. One corporation delegates management of its affairs to another for a specific period. Conditions include approval by the board of directors and stockholders of both corporations. No contract exceeding 5 years in duration. Involves transferring operational controls of an enterprise, often with technical, managerial, or marketing functions. Common in hospitality and tourism, with international change often managing hotels in foreign countries. Example of management contracts in tourism are hotel management. International hotel chains often manage hotels in the Philippines under management contracts. For resort operations, management contracts are used for managing resorts and other tourism-related businesses. For theme park development, companies specializing in theme park development might manage theme park in the Philippines. 7.3 Franchising. A franchisor grants a franchise the right to sell its products or services in a specified area. Franchise agreements often include trademark, trade name, and business system licensing. The types of these are product distributorship, focuses on product quality and sales. Business format, emphasizes the franchisor business system, requires compliance with the franchisor system and procedures. Example of franchising in tourism, restaurant franchising. Franchising. Popular international restaurant chains often use franchising models to expand in the Philippines. Travel agency franchising. Well-established travel agencies might offer franchising opportunities to local entrepreneurs. Tour operators franchising. Franchising can be used to expand a tour operator's reach and open services in different locations. Number 8. Negotiable instruments and documents of title. Negotiable Instrument Laws Act 2031. Presidential Decree Number 115 Trust Receipt Law. Warehouse Receipt Law Act of 2137. Bill of Lading. Invoice, Sales Invoice, Purchase Order, Trust Receipt, Letter of Credit. Number 9. Taxes. Taxes on income. Individuals graduated rates of tax 5 to 32% on active business income, with personal exceptions for single and married individuals and additional exceptions for dependents. Corporation. Flat 35% rate reduced to 30% in 2009 on active business income. Passive income, subject to final withholding taxes. Domestic corporations, tax on income from all sources within and outside of the Philippines. Resident foreign corporations, tax on net Philippine source income at a rate of 35%. Non-resident foreign corporation, tax at 32% on gross Philippine source income. Businesses registered for incentives can avail of income tax holidays and reduced tax rates. International carriers pay a tax of 2.5% on their gross Philippine billings. 9.2 value-added taxes. Tax on goods and services calculated as a percentage of the selling price. Taxpayer deduct taxes on purchases of raw materials, input tax, from the tax on their sales or output tax. Export sale are zero rated. Certain transactions are exempted from VAT. 9% taxes paid by businesses whose annual gross receipts do not exceed 550,000 pesos. Rate 3% on quarterly receipts, also applicable to international and domestic carriers and keepers of garage. 9.4 excess taxes. Imposed on specific goods manufactured or produced for consumption in the Philippines, paid in addition to VAT, applies to school products, automobiles, luxury items, and more. 9.5 customs and import duties, taxes on imported goods, rate 40% on imported vehicles plus 10% VAT and ad valorem tax 15 to 100%. 9.6 travel taxes paid by Filipinos and other nationals traveling abroad. Exceptions includes Filipino overseas contract workers, Filipino permanent residents abroad in funds, requires documents for exceptions. Number 10. Foreign exchange. Foreign exchange regulations, Central Bank Circular Number 1353, liberalized foreign exchange regulations for residents. Tourism can purchase and sell foreign exchange freely. Residents can deposit foreign exchange receipts and earning in foreign currency accounts. Number 11. Special laws. Special Investors Resident Visa, issued under the Omnibus Investment Code, grants foreigners permanent residency in the Philippines as long as their investments subsist. Investor List Act of RA 7652 enables foreign investors to lease private lands for up to 75 years. Specific conditions apply for tourism projects. Barangay Microbusiness Enterprise Act of RA 9178 promotes the growth of small businesses and the barangay level, provides incentives and benefits to registered BMES, exempt registered from income tax and minimum wage law. Number 12. Duty-free Philippines Duty and Tax-Free Merchandising System allows for purchased by income passengers, departing passengers, diplomatic personnel, balikbayans, or former Filipino citizens or Filipino residency residing abroad. 13. Fraud Commission Access Device Fraud RA 8484 addresses credit card fraud, outlining various illegal acts and penalties. Bouncing check laws BB22 penalize the issuance of worthless checks in payment of pre-existing obligation. Estafa R 315 Revised Penal Code covers various forms of swindling and fraud, including those related to tourism transactions. Thief and qualified thief R 308 and 310 Revised Penal Code covers unlawful taking or personal property, including instances involving grave abuse of confidence. Number 14, additional information. Constitutional provisions. The Philippine Constitution recognizes the crucial role of the private sector in the tourism industry and promotes incentives for needed investment. Role of banks. Banks play a significant role in financing tourism projects, offering loan, accommodations, and other financial services. Time sharing, a form of vacation property ownership where rights vest in several owners for specific periods each year. Number 15, AR, ARMM, Priority and Tourism Areas. The chapter includes a section on the autonomous region in Muslim Mindanao and its priority tourism areas. Conclusion: This chapter has examined the legal landscape for tourism investment in the Philippines. While the government welcomes foreign investment, restrictions on ownership exist in certain industries. The BOT program has been instrumental in developing tourism infrastructure, particularly in special economic zones. Joint ventures, management contracts, and franchising offer various business models for tourism projects. Understanding the tax structure is vital for any tourism venture. The Philippine tourism industry is dynamic with increasing emphasis on sustainability, digitalization, new destinations, and community-based tourism. Adapting the legal framework to support these trends is crucial for continued growth. So that would be all for my discussion, and I hope you learned something. And thank you for listening, and see you on my next video. Thank you, and mabuhay.